Hey guys, what is up? It's Antonio. Welcome back to another episode here on Gladiator Disc Golf. Today, the video is starting off in my car because it is cold outside. I just finished my first round here at Outdoor Adventure in Commerce, Texas. I have a tournament here in about a week. And I just played the short tees, which is what the first round is going to be, the blues. And now I'm going to bring you guys along for the golds and just give you my game plan, my strategy, where I'm at in my headspace for this tournament, and some of the ways that I'm going to be combating the cold while trying to compete. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And don't forget to use discount code GladiatorDG at otbdiscs.com for free shipping. Alrighty, let's get into the video. Alright, so before I step outside, I wanted to just give you some info on what I'm doing to combat the cold. The first thing I'm doing is I have those Hot Hands hand warmers. I already got two in my pocket. I got one body one on my back that's sticking on my Under Armour long sleeve that I have on. The other thing I'm doing is I'm wearing layers on my legs. I got my Under Armour long sleeve, I have my OTB hoodie, and I have this Nike sweater on top. You know, being from New Jersey, I don't mind the cold. I don't hate the cold. It is what it is. But I can't just throw on a big old jacket and then go out and compete in a disc golf tournament. It's not as comfortable. So I'm definitely trying to wear as many thin layers as I can to stay warm, but also to be able to perform. Because I could easily be wearing, you know, a lot of other things that would be much warmer with, but I wouldn't be able to throw. So there's kind of that trade-off there. That's why I got the Hot Hands as well. Obviously got this beanie. And yeah, that's basically what I'm physically doing to stay warm. Now let's talk about my mental game and my headspace where I'm at for this tournament. So this is my second tournament of 2021. I'm super excited. I've played at this course several times, especially when I lived closer in the area. And it is a super challenging course. With it being so cold, I am not trying to put too much pressure on myself. It's really hard. I was always like an individual sport person in high school. I played team sports growing up, but I got into track and field and cross country, and even though you're a part of a team, your race is your race. So I've always enjoyed the individual sport because I could be as hard on myself as I want. With that being said, given this weather and given that it's 2 rounds in one day, going to be out in the cold all day long, I have to temper some of those expectations. With round one that I just played the blues, I just had a personal record, so that's pretty great. But I can't expect myself to do that on tournament day because that would be unfair to myself. I know I'm going to miss some putts because of the cold. I know I'm going to not execute on some drives because of the cold. And the last thing that I need to do is get upset with myself because the cold impacted me in a way that I tried my best to counter, but I just couldn't. The last thing I need is for the field to be against me, the weather to be against me, and then for my headspace to be against me. Let's go ahead. Enough of me rambling. I hope you guys enjoy being in my car. Go Mets. All right, let's go Mets. I'm super excited for the upcoming baseball season. We got a couple studs coming back, and we picked up some great players in the offseason. Let's go Lindor. So let's go ahead. Let's go to hole one, and I'll walk you guys through what my game plan is. See you out on the course. To give you some idea, some of the conditions that we're dealing with here in Texas that we're not used to, and what I'm dealing with out here playing a second round for the day in this weather and recording, is it's 25 degrees right now, but it feels like 12. So don't criticize me too much, please, on my score and how I played today. So hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and let's start with hole 1, 356. So what's really cool is that you guys are also kind of getting an in the bag a little bit of what I'm throwing. So if you watch my in the bag, I think it was in November, none of those discs are in my bag. And I know that's kind of crazy because I absolutely love those discs. But I'm right now throwing an all Gateway bag, but I've been really enjoying it, and I've been talking with them about a possible sponsorship in the future, and so part of that is throwing their discs, and I've really enjoyed it. They have a lot of options out there. They're just not as common for people to throw, unless you're throwing like a wizard or a voodoo. So hopefully, as you guys continue to watch my channel, you'll be interested in Gateway and check them out a little bit, and this video will probably help with that. So the two discs I'm going to start with off the tee here are the Sabre, which is basically like an FD. It's a 7-speed, 5 glide, -1 turn and 1 fade. And the Journey, which is a distance driver, 11.5, 6 glide, -2 turn and 1 fade. This is pretty understable. This is new, and in this cold weather it's flying pretty stable. So I play this one pretty much for par. So trying to get there for a 3. With this wind, there's a right to left wind, so I'm gonna start with the Journey and then go with the Sabre and try and break this in as quick as I can. So let's go and let's tee off. Alright, definitely not a great position. I will say on this hole, it's always better to end up left, away from the tree, so that you have an open look at the basket as it comes back to the right. One thing that I'm trying to do with this cold weather is have lotion on my hands to be able to keep some grip. So I got O'Keefe's Work Hands. I've been using it for a few months now. It's great stuff. Alright, we're gonna take the Demon 6304, so super overstable. Come in and crash right near the basket. Skip. This cold wind is killing everything today. Alrighty, hole 2, 270 feet. According to UDisc, straight shot, but pretty narrow gap, up a hill, and low ceiling along the way. So definitely another one I play for par. When I play the longs out here, I really am just playing for par, because I feel like that is what's capable for me, and especially with this weather, it'd be stupid to try and reach everything. So let's go ahead and we're gonna take a mid-range. We're gonna take a mid-range, the Element, Gateway Element for control. It's basically the same, very similar to a Dynamic Disc Truth, 5.5 -1.1. Turned it over a little bit, but I'm in the open, and we should be able to get up there for par. We're gonna take the Devil Hawk, overstable putt approach, similar to a Rhino, so that's why I love it. And we're gonna just kind of hyzer around those trees and settle right near the basket. Ooh. So quite short, threw it way too high. Footing was a little weird on these frozen dirt mounds. Got nervous about slipping and falling. I actually did slip a couple times in round 1, so that's in my head too. Hole 3, the tee pad sign says 566 par 4. I'm probably gonna throw forehand on. We got a right to left wind, so I'll probably throw something slightly overstable so it doesn't turn over too much into the trees over here. So as you can see on the tee pad, we got some ice sheets on half of it completely. So that's another reason why I wouldn't throw backhand on this. Hopefully this ice is gone come Saturday, but I can't bank on that, because it's supposed to be cold all week. I don't know if they'll come out here with salt or anything. Hopefully they do, but even so, I probably would be throwing forehand on this hole, because it just works with my game plan. I have 2 discs here, the Diablo and the Illusion, obviously by Gateway. The Illusion is like a destroyer. The Diablo has the same numbers as a Thunderbird. So we're not gonna do a walk up here because of the ice, so I'm gonna go and just do a standstill. All right, not all that far, but decent distance. Let's go ahead and let's throw the Illusion. Much better. If I had thrown the Diablo like the Illusion, I would be in much better position like that. You should be able to see the basket a little bit. Still good ways up there. Definitely trying to play for 4. I want to get around these trees, so I'm going to take another forehand here because I don't like the turnover look here with some of these branches in the way. I just think it's a little too easy for one of them for the disc to get knocked down by any of those branches. So we're going to go with the forehand so we can stay under all of those a lot more easily. And I'm throwing the Prophecy, which is 5502. Great disc, very straight flyer with a little fade at the end. I have it in the Sure Grip and the Diamond, which is basically like a star plastic almost. Got under some branches, couldn't stay under all of them, stuck in a tree. I have a forehand line here that I definitely feel more comfortable with. Unfortunately, the disc I would want to throw with it is in the tree. So we'll try it in the Diamond, see if I can keep a grip on it. Got a great grip on it. It's so good that it never faded. Flew straight into the woods. 200 feet ahead. Par 3, 343 feet. With this left to right wind coming here, and a slight headwind at that, so a little diagonal. I'm going to throw something that will turn in the wind, come away from the off the fairway, tall grass, and just settle somewhere where I can hopefully have an upshot for par. Okay, I'm going to try here. There's a little lane here where there's no ice, so we'll see how it works out. Alright, I didn't slip. I'm in the fairway. Really hard to grip these discs and get some distance on them, so I'm taking whatever distance they're giving me. So I'm standing here thinking for a little bit. I'm gonna take the Demon, and especially with the left to right wind, it's definitely gonna fade nice and quickly. Put it over these little cedars here. The disc is right behind the set of these cedars. It's gonna kind of hopefully have it come and crash down. Not as high as I wanted, but I'm right next to the pin. That was perfect. That was not the height I wanted, but the overstability compensated for it, and that worked out great. We got a par. First par of the round. Alright, hole 5, in a 294 par 3, straight ahead. Entire tee pad is covered in ice, so I'm going to move to the right side of the tee pad here. Now that I'm actually on the safer side here, because of this tree, the hyzer line isn't there, and the tee pad sign's right there in the middle of the tee pad. Taking the element first, I'll play off of that, and then I'll also throw the saber and see how that does. Hit the junior tee pad sign. Highland cedar, definitely only a hyzer line option. It's not all that far, 150, 180 feet maybe. But what I'm going to take is, I think, the Diamond Voodoo. That way I don't have to worry about putting it so far out. Voodoo's a great disc. I actually have been putting with the Voodoos and I've been absolutely loving them. So I got it in the Diamond here. We're going to throw it on a low hyzer because we definitely wanted to come back because it's a 2300, so it will fly straight. Don't want it to fly too straight. I need it to come to the left, and with the tailwind that should help. But the great glide of this thing. So I forgot to mention this is an elevated basket. It's a cool hole. I can't figure it out for some reason though. I'm always like getting 3s and 4s on this hole. It's really annoying, but casual round, I'm running this. I don't care about the consequences. Tournament round, I'm trying to just lay up into the little sandbox there. That way I could just dunk it right in and then move on to the next hole. This is a hole that I feel like if I don't get a 3, I'm losing strokes to the field, because it's not all that difficult of a hole even in this weather. So I really need to make sure that my approach shot is clean and as close to the box here as possible. Bounced right out of the sandbox. All right, hole 6, 324, par 3. Gonna take the gap right up the middle here with the backhand, straight to hyzer. Just settle nicely and try to get a par on this hole. I'll take the Diablo. That way we can start beating it in a little. A little too straight on my drive, so I'm right at the edge here in the tall grass. Basket's right there, so I'm actually gonna take the Devil Hawk, throw a little forehand with it. So I can fade in to the right nicely, but if I was to throw something and hyzer out, I'd be going away from the basket. So even with cold hands, I feel more comfortable fading towards the basket than away. Unless, of course, the cold hands don't let you even throw it confidently. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. It's the first time I've done something this detailed while I'm out on the course, especially in preparation for a tournament, but I posted on Instagram about it and you guys really resoundingly said yes, that you want to see something like this. So I hope you're enjoying it. I gotta be honest though, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do all 18 holes. It is cold and it is hard to be filming and playing and keeping my hands warm all at the same time. So it's all the same to you guys. I'll probably film through the front 9. Hope it sounds good with you guys. Appreciate all the support. If you loved the intro, by the way, Village Fox Media, I went to college with those guys and they're doing some incredible stuff there, so check them out. I'll leave a link to their website in the description below. Let's compensate for this horrible upshot here. Alrighty, hole 7 is par 3, 194, super cool, overstable shot, but a lot of branches in the way, and this is actually cleaner than it used to be. So pretty crazy hole. To the left, I'm going to take the Demon because it's nice and overstable and fast, so I can get out and then fade to the left. Right, so what I normally do on this hole is I actually squat a little bit to help me keep the disc nice and low. So it worked out perfectly, except I hit a trunk. This is really just trying to set up for par now, get right near the pin, and just have a stress-free par. Here we are, hole 8, par 3, 348. This hole has always been super, super tough. Actually, 396. I was looking at the wrong pin position. I think it's in the B pin. The gaps off the tee pad here, I've never liked. It's always been really, really tough. So I'm going to try something new today. I've been throwing a lot more forehand rollers. I don't like it when some holes I feel like that's the throw here, but I just think I've hit these trees before, and you can say goodbye to par if you hit these trees off the tee. So I'm going to try a forehand roller. It's the first time I've ever tried a roller on this hole, and we'll see how it goes. I'm throwing the Prophecy because it's stable enough that's not going to drift left and go into the rough, but it won't hook up too hard. So I'll throw it, nice little angle, and hopefully I can get a good ways down. We'll see though. Okay, I mean, it did what I expected, but it went a little, like, coming out of the hand went a little far left. I'm happy with that though, because I'm not behind any of these trees. Am I in an absolutely spectacular position? No, but I have a chance to get par here just because I'm in front of this group of trees. I'm gonna take the prophecy here and just go straight at the basket right ahead. Definitely got some Annie on that, and that was not a clean forehand. So if this is the first time you're watching my video, don't you do that for your forehand. That was ugly. Here we are, hole 9, 8-pin position for sure. 385 par 3. It's straight ahead. I gotta be careful here. The entire tee pad is covered in ice, so definitely not throwing on this tee pad. I think I'm gonna throw a forehand here because this tee pad sign is in the way. I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable with it right here since it's metal. So I'll probably go forehand. Probably take a prophecy. That way I can just settle nice and straight. Maybe hopefully near the junior tee up there, and then I can go from there to the basket without too much in front of me. And let's not come out here again, because that was ugly and it kind of hurt. So keep that elbow tucked, and all about the flick of the wrist. All right, we're not under a tree. There's a little headwind that I didn't account for. That disc kind of turned. It's been getting beat in pretty good, and I didn't account for that turn or the headwind, so that's on me. Straight ahead to the right. I definitely can't go, over these trees with the backhand. It's gotta be a forehand. I mean, it can be a backhand turnover. There is a line there. It actually opens up this fairway a little more. We'll try it just because the forehand here, I got these cedars right over here, and I'm not worried about hitting them necessarily too early, except this one, because it's like right near my release point. But psychologically, I can see my brain like forcing me to pull my hand a little bit, and then I'm gonna put it into the trees here. Whereas this element, even if I stay where the disc is, backhand turnover, it's still more open. I can push the back line a little bit. This is even better. I think it's the play. That's definitely the play. I just need to execute it, and we'll see how that goes. Nose up. I'm in the fairway. There was nothing spectacular about that whatsoever. I'm gonna take my Devil Hawk because it's overstable. It'll come back for sure, and I don't have to worry about it gliding too far on a putt like this. And I almost sink it, so that's pretty cool. Alright guys, so that was the front 9 here at the Outdoor Adventure in Commerce, Texas. Didn't shoot well on the scorecard. I'm 8 over through 9 holes. A lot of reasons for that. I think the number one reason is the temperature, because my strength to forehand is nearly obsolete, and the backhand, it's just really hard to even feel the discs. So I think one thing I'm going to do to help compensate, my body feels pretty good. Is there a little chill in my bones? Yeah, but I don't feel like I'm not able to throw. My hands, I'm going to try and pick up some gloves and put hand warmers in them. Obviously tournament day will be moving slower, so I'll be able to keep my hands warmer, I think, with gloves and hand warmers. This is a very humbling course, and there's a lot of people I think out here who are going to shoot over par on tournament day. I will be so impressed if I see someone shoot under par, and I want to see it happen. I want to see someone do it, that way I can learn from them. Hopefully they're on my card. That would be pretty great. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the front 9 there at the Outdoor Adventure in Commerce, Texas. It was a lot of fun being out there. Super cold, but a lot of fun. I gotta say, by the end of it, I was cold. I couldn't I had packed up the camera, folded up the tripod, and I just got in my car and drove home. I had about an hour and 15-minute drive to get back home. I didn't want to put the camera back together and everything and all that, and I was just cold at that point. So actually, after the front 9, I ended up running into a couple people out on the course, and we played the back 9 from there on out together, and it was a lot of fun. I wasn't able to keep score on the back 9 because my phone had died. I've noticed that in cold temperatures, when your phone is out like that, it just is losing battery. I don't know, I've never lost battery that fast on my phone. I wasn't even using it for a lot of stuff except keeping score, and it just drained completely. So I can only assume that the cold really affected it. So I wasn't able to finish keeping score, so I don't want to guess what my score would have been. All I know is the cold heavily affected my game. It was really hard to get the forehand going. It was really hard to get clean releases on the backhand. If you notice, a lot of things were grip locking and were late releases on my drives especially, and then just feeling a little stiff throughout the round. So I ended up finding some gloves at Walmart. These aren't quite winter gloves. They were actually in the automotive section, but they are a nice leather with a little bit of cloth and insulation there, and they fit really well. I was actually playing with my dog, throwing the frisbee a little bit, and these were not affecting my throw all that much. So maybe one of these days I'll be able to actually play around in them, but they would feel great with the hot hands, and so I'm not too worried about the glove situation. However, update. I'm recording this ending on February 17th, which is 3 days before the tournament on February 20th. And gotta say, I'm a little upset, but I totally understand why. We've been having some ridiculously cold weather in Texas. We have snow, which I've only heard about happening in Texas. Some of you may not know, I'm not originally from Texas. I'm from the Northeast, so I'm used to snow, used to the cold weather. Well, here in Texas, I've lived here for 3 years, and it is the first time I'm experiencing it. And gotta say, it's been rough on everybody down here, and because of that, they've actually canceled the tournament. They are planning to reschedule it. The date and everything is to be decided, not 100% sure yet, so we'll see what happens with that. But regardless, the course is not going to change. I'm sure the layout will stay the same. If anything, it'll just be warmer temperatures, and hopefully not a mud pit and not snowy. So looking forward to that. Make sure you follow my Instagram at Gladiator Disc Golf to keep tabs on when that tournament will be coming up. I'll definitely be updating you guys about that, but looking forward to it. Anyway, I hope you guys found the tips and everything in this video helpful, and kind of my thought process behind it and what I'm thinking going into the tournament. You know, those things, now that it's not happening in a couple days, it just gives me more time to prep for it. So I'm super excited about that. I got a lot of room to grow, and so I'm hoping that by the time this tournament comes around, my game's a lot cleaner, I'm a little bit more warmed up, the weather's a little bit more warmed up, and I think everybody will be playing a lot better when that happens. So that's basically it, guys. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you find to be the most helpful thing when you're playing in cold weather? And let me know, and maybe I'll add it to my game the next time winter comes around. So that's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, have a great round.